How's it going, everyone, and welcome to SyncVault's YouTube channel. My name is EK1 Gaming. I am a full-time content creator in the gaming industry. Now, we do Twitch streams and create content on YouTube, and we're here today on this channel to tell you our top 5 items for the most asked question we get on a regular basis. That question is, I'm starting up a content creation channel or Twitch streaming channel. What equipment do I need to buy? Now, we're going to break it all down, show you exactly what I use, and also show you some cheaper, budget-friendly alternatives which actually do very, very well. Some of those items are going to be what I used when I first started, so let's get straight into it. So number 1 on the list, and this is the most important thing in my opinion for any content creator, is the microphone. Now, the microphone you use can really bring out your video. If you have 4K or 8K videos and the audio isn't good or your voice is not coming through clear, people will still not watch your video. It can look as great as it is, but if you can't understand what the method or the meaning of the video is, it's useless. So personally, I use a Shure MV7, which is a USB and a XLR microphone. I do have my microphone linked in via XLR going into a Go XLR. Now, of course, this is an expensive choice. This is something that I've only recently upgraded to. Before that, I stuck to literally every USB microphone in the market. Now, I always go back to one microphone when I'm talking about budget friendly and something that's very reliable. That is the Blue Yeti microphone. I think these are around £100 now. It sounds a lot, but it's an investment in what you're doing. This microphone, this is my first ever purchase when I started my YouTube channel 4 years ago. Now, it's been everywhere with me. I've dropped it, I've moved house, I've moved office. We have gone everywhere with this microphone. As you can see, it is a little bit beat up, but it still works perfectly. And the reason I keep this microphone over all the other ones that I've tried, and I've tried Razer Siren, I've tried Rode NT USB, I've tried the tenor ones, everything you can think of, I tried. The reason I only keep this one is because it's reliable, and after all this time, it still works perfect, and the sound quality is amazing. Now, if you are recording videos via a camera, for example, say you want the audio directly through your camera, say we're doing a video like this, or you're doing some gameplay in the background where you want to talk on your camera, you can actually use a Rode shotgun mic. Now, I use this for more vloggy kind of videos or videos like this, although this time I'm actually using the MV7. But honestly, this is an absolute lifesaver. It just clips into your camera directly, and then the voice pickup on this thing is incredible for a little microphone like this. And I believe this is around £60, so this was only a cheaper option. If you want to get a little bit more smart and a bit more, you know, showing off, you can get the Rode Wireless Go. This is basically a wireless transmission system. One clips onto you, the other one clips into your camera, and it's wireless and it just picks up the audio. It's not a necessity, I would say, for this, but if you do want to move around a little bit, I don't know how much you're going to move around in gaming, but we do tech reviews as well, so we use it for the tech reviews more than anything. But honestly, if I was to recommend one microphone, it would be the Blue Yeti to start you out good. So now, number 2 on my list, and this one again is important. So we've got the microphone, we've got you sounding crystal clear. Now, how do you project yourself? How do you appear on screen? So if you're streaming, you're definitely going to want to get yourself a camera. Now, the camera is important. A lot of people miss this out. A lot of people say, if you're streaming, you don't need a camera. You just need to have a capture card and put your gameplay on and just talk over it. it's not 100% correct. In my opinion, having a camera so they can see you when you're live streaming or even when you're doing videos actually brings more of a personal touch to the video. They can see your expressions. They can see how you're actually feeling about the game. Are you excited? Are you bored? They can tell by looking at your face if you are being, genuine, if you are really enjoying something. So for me, it's a connection between me and my community and my followers to be able to show them my facial expressions, show them what I look like, show them who I am as a person, the room, everything else. It really does make a difference. Now, my setup, I have a mirrorless camera setup for a webcam, but we will go into a budget-friendly option which everyone can use. Now, my camera is a Canon M200, not the most popular choice, but I do have the most popular one here with me as well. But I also linked that via a Elgato cam link. Now, this is an expensive way to do it. Using a proper camera with a selfie stick that's clamped to my desk, going from a Elgato cam link into my PC. So overall, that probably costs around £600 to £700 to set that up. And it's kind of overcomplicating the things. You only need something simple to start off with. You can go for the most popular camera, in my opinion, which is the Sony a6000. A lot of content creators use this camera. I do have it. However, I don't think that it really suits my kind of room and my lighting, which we'll go into a little bit later. I also then invested in a Sony ZV-1 to give 4K footage. And this is where we get interested in, we really deep dive into it. Do you need your camera to be 4K? Your gameplay most likely is going to be running at 1080p. Your camera is probably going to be a small portion of your screen. Why does that small portion have to be 4K? It doesn't. So stick to something simple. 1080p will do the trick. Now, I have the first ever camera that I bought, and it was this. This is the Logitech C920, the most common webcam for every single streamer in the world, and I'm gonna call it. This is the most common camera ever. They used to be really cheap, but they've seemed to have gone up in price over the years. So this is actually making money as it's sitting on my desk. But I keep this just in case. This is good for me for now. If I have meetings, Zoom calls, say I'm on my laptop, I can just carry this around. It's a 1080p webcam, and it does amazing just for being on that stream or doing a little bit of footage. For videos like this, probably not so much because it doesn't pick up that clear clarity, but it does actually do the trick. And I think you can get one for around £70 now. So number 3 on the list of things you need to start up your channel is lighting. We've gone through the microphone, you've got clarity, you've got a clear voice, people can hear what you're saying. We've gone through the camera options, people can see you. But what if it was very dull, like this? Would you enjoy watching the video like this? You can probably see some distortion around me as a person, but when I click the lights on, you can see a completely different image. This is very important to have your lighting set up right. Now for me, I use Elgato key lights. I can control them via my phone like I just showed you by pressing a button on and off. But there are cheaper alternatives. And one of those alternatives is simply just getting a cheaper version of the Elgato key light. This is from Newer, and I think this was £40, whereas the Elgato key lights are around £100 to £120 each. And I have 2 of them. So this here, I just attach a desk clamp to the bottom. I use this more for my product shots or B-roll, so I can just light up an area. But honestly, the cost of this thing is just so cheap. You can literally change all the settings on the back of it. You can change the dullness, you can change the brightness, you can change the color, temperature. It's got everything, and it's of course chargeable, so you can take it around with you. So now let's move on to number 4, and this is the most, common thing you're going to use if you're a gaming YouTuber at least, or a gaming streamer. You're going to want a console or a platform to actually play your games and record your footage from. Now, there's many different pros and cons for each of these. I'm fortunate enough to have all three options. I'm saying three options. I'm not including Stadia and Switch and stuff like that, although I do have those things as well. But let's go for the top three. PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC. So one of those three things, most likely you're going to be looking at, or you probably already own one to be able to actually produce content on. Now, if you're interested in gaming, the likelihood is you're going to have one sat there. Now, I will say the Xbox to me is the most less user-friendly when it comes to recording and capturing footage, because it only lets you record like a minute of footage, which is not good. The PlayStation, however, the PS5 is a little bit better. I believe you can catch up to 30 minutes on the PlayStation of highlight from what you've basically just played. So I do really like that. For me, the best option though is of course PC. I can leave it however long I want, just recording through a capture card. And this is another thing. If you're using a console and you're streaming directly from the console to YouTube or to Twitch, you are going to want to get yourself a microphone that will go into the actual console. You're going to want to get yourself the camera that goes into the console. Because if you're not running it through a streaming setup with an Elgato capture card or an Ava Media capture card, you're going to face problems. You're not going to be able to use all of this equipment if you don't have a PC there or a laptop that's capable of pushing through the rates that you're trying to push through. Now, last but certainly not least, is something that's been on screen the whole time. You probably don't even realize, or you probably haven't really thought that you might need it. The gaming chair, or a chair. Without a comfortable chair, you will not succeed in streaming for long periods of time. It's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be painful, it's going to be horrible, and it's going to reflect in your content if you're uncomfortable. So you may be moving from side to side, you might have a bad back, you're backwards, you're forwards, you're slouching down, you know, you're moving around, you're saying, hold on, I need to walk around, my back's hurting. You're going to bed and your back hurts. And I've had it before. As a content creator, sometimes I'm sitting at this desk for over 24 hours. You know, and that's not even streaming. That's just making videos, doing, playing games, doing whatever you need to do. Sometimes I've been here for over 24 hours in this chair. So you've got to be comfortable. You've got to make sure that you find the right chair for you. I went with GT Omega, and I believe they have some of the best chairs out there. They are a local UK company, so it's good for me to support local businesses, even though they are in Scotland and I'm in England. But to me, that's kind of still local rather than going to a international website or, you know, something like Secret Labs and stuff like that. I'd rather keep it local and support local people. So for me, GT Omega was perfect. You can go on Amazon. My first chair, I believe, was an Amazon gaming chair. I think it was like £30. It lasted me probably 3 months and then it broke. I also then went for a Lazy Boy chair, which is like a leather reclining chair. And then I realized, well, how am I going to move around? It hasn't got wheels. How do I move around? How do I get from this place to this place without having to get up and down, up and down? So basically, whatever works for you. Depending on your desk setup will depend on where you want to sit. If you're, say, for example, not on, you know, you're not using keyboard and mouse, do you need to be at the desk? Can you sit back? Could you get a couch? Could you basically sit on a normal chair or a recliner chair with a controller, for example, and just play games and look good while you do it and feel comfortable? Now, it's up to you. It depends on your circumstances. But again, Amazon chairs, yeah, they're good. Are they going to last? I don't know. I would invest in something better. But at the start, get what you can, see how you feel, try loads of different options, you know, even if you go down to the shop to try some out once we're not in lockdown. But guys, that is my top 5. If you want more, make sure you hit the like button, hit a little comment in the comment section below, telling me what your top 5 would be. That would be interesting to hear what you think the top 5 most important things are. And I'll see you next time.